Greetings, my fellow normies. This is Scott, your host. And if you're new to the channel, I'd really like you to hit that and smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share my content. Because a majority of you that are watching and listening to my content are not subscribed. So I'd really appreciate it. Today, this is the first episode of our series that we're going to be covering in regards to the TV show Gotham and its villains. We're going to be doing about an expose per se, written out by me, my thoughts, my ideas, my perspective in regards to these villains. We're going to kind of do an in-depth look at Gotham's villain, and then we're going to also compare and contrast it to its comic book counterpart. And I'm going to give my perspective and stuff. I know that my position might not be that welcoming, but I think I'm going to start doing a lot of content like this and stuff. So here we go. So episode 1 is Firefly. And so this character, before we get into it, is a villainous character. Was somewhat very, and from all indications, very different from its comic book interpretation, as all the characters in Gotham have been to a certain degree. There's been a lot of liberty taken, which I can accept, but there's been a lot of comic book characters that have not per se been fleshed out and all that, which I appreciate that, where you don't really know their origin story. A lot like Joker, we don't really know how he became the mental case unstable individual that he is, and stuff. But we're not talking about Joker, but I just wanted to use it as an example. But she is very much different from her comic book interpretation, as all the characters are in Gotham, like I stated. However, there appears to be a very this character at first in the show is very afraid of fire, but turns to it, and she becomes kind of like an egomaniac in regards to this, I don't know, disease-infested pyromaniac, a fanatic in pyromania, with what appeared to be an abuse of in the terms of the captivity by that of her family and her brothers in the show and stuff, because she's a stepchild to the other brothers and all that. So, and this character originally in the comic books was gender changed to a woman. In the comic books, it's a male figure. I guess at the time that Firefly did show up in the show, there was a lot of controversy about it, but I don't really remember it because I did watch it when it was on air and all that. Maybe I didn't pay attention. I'm not really sure, but the way that they treated this and stuff, I don't think that they could have done what they did with the female character like they could have done with a male character and all that, especially with the, just the way and the complexity of what happened with this character from her brothers and all that. So, and that's why I mentioned that. I mean, it's my own opinion on that, but but like I said, it's the character's systematic character during the show on it could, in a lot of ways, care about this character. And I think the way that they wrote her, I had more of a caring feeling about Bridget, this character and stuff. And she was, but while watching the character overall had been brought into the TV show, she was off and on a lot. She was then removed and would show up and was played by two different actresses during the show's run and all that. I didn't really notice, and maybe that was a good thing and stuff, but maybe I was just, out of my mind, didn't pay attention, even though I just finished watching my Gotham run at the middle of this February and all that. But as the character grows into the show and in the first season and stuff, she goes along with these trips with her brothers and stuff because the fact that she or her brothers got the other brother killed. There was three brothers plus her. Well, this other brother that got killed, he was pretty skinny and getting in and out of certain places. Well, Bridget, they kind of enlist Bridget to basically get into it. She's afraid at first and all that, but then she kind of gets into this pyromania, being seduced into it and liking it and all that. And, you know, um, the situation surrounding the Bridget character, Bridget Pike, like I stated, was a very tragic one. She was abused, kind of enslaved by her family. Other deranged robbers enforced her to taking place with, in the robberies and all that stuff, and kind of like a creation of a criminal becoming something more sinister down the road, all because of her brothers and all that, which I totally understand, and if you're looking at this character, and this is why I say that you kind of care about her and you feel sorry about this character, because she's got that kind of like Stockholm syndrome in which she's obligated to her brothers, but she's afraid, but then she kind of goes with them on it. And I know that the show's got to show like an evolution of her and stuff, and I think they did it a little too quickly, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's a TV show and all that. But she starts getting this, quick mentality of becoming wicked and deadly and understanding the importance of being afraid of fire, but also protecting yourself from it and knowing how to do it and creating you know, a, a bodysuit to protect her and so on and so forth and all that. Which was kind of ingenious in the way that she did it. I kind of like the way she did this kind of origin creation, all that, even though it was a little fast, But due to the killing of one of the three brothers, like I was stating earlier, due to the size of getting in and out of locations, in the event of a robbery bombing that goes wrong, she snaps and kills the entire family while also going on a rampage herself. She's killing and acting as a vigilante and burning anyone that gets in her way, and the rampage that she leaves behind in the carnage. Not a care in the world, the evolution of a psychopathic pyromaniac, acting as a vigilante and burning anyone and not caring at all. But that's normal, in Gotham, She, in the end of season one, I can't remember what episode it is exactly, which I should know. She gets into a firefight with the Gotham GCPD, which results in her being killed. However, no one is really dead when Hugo Strange is around. And to bring them back to life as Mr. Strange, behind the Indian Hill and many of Gotham's villains, retrieves her body only to reanimate the body into a weapon, more than she already was, to brainwashing the character into a weapon more than she already was, to brainwashing. Whoops, sorry about that, everybody. She becomes Firefly after what Hugo Strange did to her, donning a suit that protects her from the flames like her previous outfit did. This one seems to be a lot more integrated somehow, and some of the things in which Hugo Strange did to her and stuff. It's kind of like it's not really a fire retardant suit as much as it's just kind of a costume now because she can handle any amount of degree of heat and stuff and all that, and we see that. Um, the thing is as I stated, she pops in as villains of the week per se, and that's what I didn't like about DC's run over 5 seasons and all that. There was a lot of really good characters and a lot of good character development, but it was kind of like a character a week or a villain of the week when it was on Gotham and all that, and it was kind of unfortunate, but they seem to at times give more characters more face time and they had more care, and maybe that was the writers because maybe they liked some more than others. I don't know. And maybe it was just nothing, maybe I'm just reading into it. But she usually is teaming up with Penguin and other villain groups as she helps her find her place in this new world that is Gotham and this underworld and all that. There's a mixed issues when it comes to the Firefly character, mainly due to the gender change, like I stated earlier. But in all honesty, um, I think that I didn't see a problem with it. I'm sure there is a lot of people that do see a problem with it. I think, the way that they explored the abuse of the family, the tragedy, and while that could have been done with a male character, I think it came across more in having sympathy towards the woman character playing Firefly. It had a lot of meaning in the character, even if even if many of us didn't see it and stuff like that. But I think the tragedy of this character overall, I don't think you really could have done that with a male and stuff, and all that. But so that's the first part of my position when it comes to the Gotham character versus what now we're going to explore the comic book counterpart. On the other hand, in looking at the comic book comparison, Firefly character was created in DC Comics by Francis Heron and Dick Sprang. First appearance if in Detective Comics number 184, which was first released in June 1952. The character original name was Garfield Lenz, is and was originally a pyrotechnic expert for Hollywood movies. However, the character in the comic books falls victim to Gotham City's severe poverty and turns to the city of crime, displaying signs of pyromania. As with the Gotham counterpart character, Firefly, just as Bridget, would become consumed with the pyromania she liked with regards to the comic book character, becoming burned of 40% of their bodies from that of their own flames. And it's a pretty tragic, I mean, if we're to look at the comic book counterpart and we look at the counterpart when it comes to the TV show Gotham, um, they both come from tragic backgrounds. But the book was written the comic book was written during 1952. We were just emerging out of World War II. This is like the similar things with a lot of the what I consider to be classic era comic books and stuff that come out of the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, and 60s and stuff, And that's what I think of when I think about comic books and comic book characters and stuff. But with them changing the genders and stuff, it was more of a ground-based position when it came to the comic book character versus Gotham's TV character and stuff, Yes, they gave it more of a modern twist with Bridget, and her kind of Stockholm syndrome, kind of being a prisoner in her own home of these vicious robbery, criminals that she's forced to stick around and all that stuff. While the comic book counterpart was the creation out of real life situations that was going on at that time and stuff. So there's a good parallel between the two, and both characters both kind of complement each other in tragedy in which people turn to when there are no other options. And I think in a lot of ways you've got some comparison between the two, because one acted out because of something while the other one did the same thing. It might have been the same thing in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways it wasn't, but it could be. And it all depends on the way you see it too as well. So we're coming up to about 16 minutes with this. And so I want to thank you all. This is going to be the premiere first episode. Every episode is going to air every 2 weeks in a month on Wednesdays at 12:15 p.m. on a new character. And next week, we're going to, the next character that we're going to explore in episode 2 is Scarecrow. So stay tuned for the next episode. If you like this series, please like. I know that a lot of you are not subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. My goal in the next few months is 100 people and stuff. And then, we're going to go from there. We're going to take off. You know what I'm saying? So if you like this, after this series of about 40 plus characters from the TV show Gotham, I'm looking at some other areas. If you have some ideas of what you would like me to cover, let me know. And I'm also going to try and do some live shows. I don't know how that's going to work out. I've got to consult with some other YouTubers and stuff because I don't understand a lot of this. And I want to bring you all better content. I'm trying to become a better editor. And so I'm trying to learn different things and stuff. So if you bear with me, I'd really appreciate it and stuff. I'll get better as time goes on, as all YouTubers do and stuff. I'm not trying to do this as a full-time gig because I do work and stuff during the day. And unfortunately, I work from home. And I really would love to get back in the office, of course. But we are coming up on about 18 minutes. Like I said, I will be in the chat and stuff. This will premiere this Wednesday, the 24th at 12:15. As you are all here, I really appreciate you all. Please like, subscribe, and share. And let me know how I'm doing down in the comment section. I love you all. Take care, everybody. Bye.